This video will enable you to memorize Matthew 17:5. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Hi, I'm Dave with Dave and Jen Ignite. Welcome today as we work on memorizing Matthew 17:5. For many of you, you're watching this video for Fight Club Round 14, Week 5, which means it's almost midway. We are midway. This is Week 5 out of a 10-week round. So congratulations on making it this far, and let's finish strong and attend midway and have a great time together. Matthew 17:5, wherever you are, whoever you are, a bright cloud covered them. And a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Matthew 17:5 says, excuse me while I go answer the phone. Let's say it again. Matthew 17:5. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them. And a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. You're going to get this memorized yet? You may have it on your 3x5 card. If not, I can encourage you to write it down on a 3x5 card. I've got it on the whiteboard behind me. I've got it on a piece of paper, yes, out here in front of me, just to make sure I don't give you bad information or incorrect words, which I can still do with this piece of paper in front of me. Matthew 17:5. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Now, let's get some context because that's very important. When I first read this verse out of context, just looked at it while he was still speaking. When I read in Matthew and when I just look at a particular verse, first thing I think when it says while he was still speaking is it was Jesus, but it's not here. It's not Jesus speaking, it's Peter. and this is what we often call the Mount of Transfiguration, or the Transfiguration on the Mountain. I would like to read to you some of that context, verses 1 through 4. Matthew 17, 1 through 4. After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. There he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as the light. Just then there appeared before them Moses and Elijah talking with Jesus. Peter said to Jesus, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." While he was still speaking, that's Peter, while he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Well, there's no pictogram today, but I would like for you to comment, just a quick comment below, yes or no. Are the pictograms helpful? If they're not, okay, please put that down there. If you find them humorous, that's okay. If they're helpful, and the point is for them to be helpful, and encourage you to write your own and learn that way to memorize a verse. We have here Peter the Bold, the guy who tends to stick his foot in his mouth. Any of you have that issue? Speaking sometimes without thinking or just wanting to say something? Matthew 17:5. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Well, if you're finding value in this video and others, please click like, even subscribe, and get that notification bell pushed so that you can be reminded and notified whenever new videos come out. Matthew 17:5. One more time. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." Matthew 17:5. Well, I pray that we are listening to him. And I know that these verses can be of help for us in our walk with Jesus Christ. Do you have a verse you would like to have, a video to help you memorize? Or just maybe some encouragement? Just saying once in a while I can play this video. Write it down in the comments below. What verse would you like to have to memorize placed on a video? Here's my challenge for you. I'm going to ask you to write this verse out on a 3x5 card or a post-it and read it 5 times each day for the next week. So again, write it out. Just read it 5 times a day. Maybe it's 5 times in one setting. Maybe it's morning, noon, night, a couple times in between. 5 times. Just read it. And that'll go a long ways to having you memorized. While he was still speaking, a bright cloud covered them, and a voice from the cloud said, "This is my Son, whom I love. With him I am well pleased. Listen to him." May we all listen to God as he speaks to us through his holy word, the Bible, and through the Holy Spirit to our spirits and through others to us. Until we meet again, I'm Dave of Dave and Jen Ignite, and I would ask that the Lord would bless you, and that as you memorize this verse, you will sense the Holy Spirit speaking to you as well. God bless you.